Hi everyone and welcome to episode 9 of Can I Do It Better with AC Milan. So since the last time you and I were together, let's go and have a look at the fixtures, which was the Roma game in the second leg of the semi-final of the Italian Cup, which we won and got through to the final for, which we play Juventus in. Since then, we've had 5 games, 3 of them in Serie A and 2 of them in the Euro Cup, the Europa League. The Euro Cup, we played Inter Milan. We got a 2-2 draw away from home, a 0-0 draw at home, and went through on away goals. It was, decent result in the first game away from home to get those 2 goals. Second game was a bit of a non-event though, really. Nothing much happened. But we went through, and that's really positive. So we find ourselves against Arsenal in the quarter-final in the next round of that particular competition. So that's something to look forward to. In terms of the Serie A performances, we played Genoa, Atalanta and Frosinone. Still can't quite figure out whether that's the right pronunciation or not. But we got 2 wins and a draw. The Atalanta draw was a bit disappointing, but the other 2, close game in the last game we played, just because we played our second string 11 really to rest a few players and keep everybody fit and healthy. But all that has meant that today the opposition steps up a level in terms of our recent Serie A games, and we play Lazio in the next game, and they are in second place in the league at the moment. Where do we stand? Well, currently we're sitting in 4th, which is pretty decent. That's roughly where I hoped we would finish. We're trying to beat AC Milan's real results of 2018-19 season. That's the whole point of this series, and they finished 5th on 68 points, so we're ahead of the game in terms of placings. I'd like a few more points on the board. In terms of the Euro Cup, we've already beaten them in their results here because they got knocked out in the group stages, so that's why we're not putting too much onus on watching these particular games, because we've already achieved that. We've already achieved our Italian Cup goal because Milan got knocked out in the semi-final against Lazio in real terms, and we've made it to the final against Juventus, so that's a big tick there. And unfortunately, as we've said before, Italian Super Cup, we didn't better the result. We basically equalled the result by losing to Juventus in that one-off game. So yeah, the focus becomes about the league from here on in, really. I mean, we might well play, in the next episode, we'll probably play the Italian Cup final just because it's a cup final. But other than that, we'll be focusing more on the league. Today is against Lazio, as I say. Other than the positions and where we are, finances I still don't care about. They're diminishing quite considerably on minus 15 million, but I won't be here next season, so that's okay. That's not something I'm particularly bothered about. The form of the players has been a bit hit and miss, as you can see through our results, really. I mean, we have been inconsistent. A few losses here and there, a few too many draws here and there. Some good wins as well, but it's been inconsistent. So today's going to be really tough. In terms of the team, at the moment, everybody's pretty fit and healthy, which is good. The only one slightly lacking in condition is Kessie, but we're going to risk him today just because I want our first team 11 out. So the team for today is going to be Donnarumma in goal, Conte at right back, Rodriguez at left back, Caldara and Romagnoli as the central defence, Biglia as the deep lying playmaker, Kessie as the box-to-box midfielder, Calhanoglu as the attacking midfielder, Suso on the right, Bonaventura on the left and Higuain up top, and pretty much everybody else on the bench other than Halilovic and Trotter, who don't make the matchday squad. So that's everything you pretty much need to know. Let's get into today's game and see what happens. So Lazio are playing an interesting formation. They've got sort of the Christmas tree. So it's a 3-man defence, couple of wing backs, couple of people in the midfield area, 1 attacking midfielder and 1 striker. It's quite an interesting formation for what we come up against normally. It'll be interesting to see where the gaps appear in terms of playing 2 different formations against each other. In terms of today's game, obviously we're away from home, which makes it doubly difficult considering they're really hard opposition in the first place. But we'll have to give it a good go. Whoa, that's too quick, isn't it? I put that on a little bit faster earlier to get through the previous game I was playing to be able to record another video. So let's slow that down and go back in. Apologies for that. I forgot what my settings were on that particular occasion. But yeah, we'll have to see what the first highlight brings. It's our corner kick into Bonaventura on the left foot on the half volley and sails just slightly over the top of the bar. Good strike, but just slightly too high. But a good opportunity to demonstrate that we're in this game and really pushing and trying to get something from it. In terms of the statistics for the game. They've started off fairly equal, haven't they, really? Here we come again. But no, Lazio intercept the ball and counter-attack on us. Can we get the men behind the ball? We can, but they still come down this left-hand side. And that was a very wild shot, or a cross or something, with no whip on it to curl it in. Something happened and went wrong there, but I will happily take that. They can put wild things in like that all the time if they wish. I don't mind. We haven't had so many shots on target, on goal, should I say, on target in this first half. It was a bit disappointing, really, wasn't it? It was a bit disappointing. A couple of half highlights, really. Nothing particularly happened, but is that good for us? I mean, we're away from home against second base in the league, so I can't be too hard on them. Let's come back out of there a second. What's he suggesting? Let's the team know we appreciate their efforts. I think I'll just go with that, actually. I think, that's what we do. We're away from home, as I say, against Lazio in a difficult game. So, yeah, I think that's as good a thing to say to them as any. Here's an opportunity for them on the corner kick. That was a really well whipped in corner, wasn't it? If we get to see that again on the replay, a slightly slower pace, but you'll see that it gets really well whipped in, and at the near post, Bastos climbs ahead of everybody else, gets the jump on everybody as he's running in and powers the ball home. But that was a brilliant cross in. Sometimes you just have to admire a goal. Here we go again. Oh, God dear. Alberto with the cross in off the corner kick. Milinkovic-Savic on again in the middle of our penalty box, not able to be marked by anybody. Look at the free header he gets. We're just static and not really man marking properly. And that's 2 corner kicks that have really done us in, and it looks like we're going to come a cropper in this particular match unless we can do something about it. So let's see what substitutions that we can make, and see that everybody's playing really poorly. Higuain up top 6.3. These are big games. He's a big game player and he's just not doing it. So we're going to take Conte off because he's frustrated as well as not having a particularly good game, and bring Calabria on. And then we're going to have to look in these offensive areas. We're going to take Suso off, and we're going to bring Castillo on, and we're going to take Higuain off and bring Cutrone on. And those are the 3 changes, and see whether that can make any difference. Get a couple of players on that have not been weighed down by the first half or so of the game, and see whether we can get anything. But it looks like we can't. It looks like it's going to drift away from us, and we're going to unfortunately lose ground to one of our close rivals. Here they come one more time down the right hand side. Is it going to be a highlight leading to something, or is it going to tick the game away? I think we've still got too much time. It looks like they're going to get a shot again on goal. Yep, here we go. 3-0. Immobile. Oh, very poor display, hasn't it been, really? I think, it was always going to be tough against Lazio away from home, but when you roll over like this and you get a bit of a drumming, it's always a bit of a sour pill to swallow, isn't it, really? But there we go. Looks like we're going to lose 3-0 today. Disappointing. I think that shows our inconsistent form. I know it was against a good side, but it does show that we are inconsistent still. We get a couple of decent wins recently, but then we show up against one of the big boys where it kind of really matters that we need to put in a decent performance, and we just don't. Now, at the end of the game, my assistant's suggesting that we tell them we appreciate the efforts. Well, I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to assertively say I'm far from pleased, because you can't roll over. Who's not happy with that? Kalanoglu looked stressed. Well, tough. Man up a bit, because it wasn't a good performance. We got absolute drummed by Lazio, and we really got to play better against the big sides. And you can begin to see later in the season, we've got a couple of players that are beginning to look a little bit jaded. So over the next couple of games, I am going to have to rest a couple of players just for the run-in a little bit and pick my moments. So against Spal, where are they in the division? They're 11th. I might play a slightly weaker side and hopefully that we can get a decent... they're not 11th. Sampdoria are 11th. Where are Spal? Let's go and have a look. Sorry, I got confused then. Spal are sitting in 12th, so not much difference. So against them, we're going to play a slightly weaker side probably and see if we can still pick up some points, but rest a couple of players in... because we've got Arsenal coming up in that 2-legged quarter-final. And then we've got Juventus coming up in the Italian Cup, and that will be our next episode. So I won't be playing much of the Euro Cup on the episodes just until we get to the final. If we do, then of course we'll play that. But until that point, we've already achieved what we want to in it, so I won't be concentrating too much on that. So the next one will be, for us, will be the Juventus game, where we've got a bit of a double header against them, haven't we, in the Italian Cup final and then the Serie A. So we'll come back and play the final, see if we can get some silverware on top of everything else that we're trying to achieve. And in between times, I'll see if I can get a couple more decent results in Serie A to see if we can cement our place a bit in it. You know, it's not looking too bad. I'm not really worried about winning the title or anything. I just want to better Milan's 5th place finish on 68 points. So we're on course to do that, so hopefully we can. That'll do it for today. It was a bit of a damp episode, sorry about that. You know, these things happen. I can't always just pick the easy games to play, as it were, and sometimes when you come up against the hard sides, it doesn't go your way, and that's what happened today. But that'll do it for today, so thanks very much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, why not subscribe to the channel? That will help you keep up to date with the videos. If you enjoyed this particular video, why not click a like on it? That will help me get seen by other people, which is really important for the growth of my channel, being seen by lots more people. But until next time, if you're playing Football Manager yourself, I hope you're having a great time doing it. Let me know how you're getting on in your saves in the comments below. I'm always interested to hear your stories. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon, and bye for now.